I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And someone posed a question of me that I thought would be useful. It took me a little while to sort out a second possible meaning for the question. And that is, how should I respond to an email rejection from a company I didn't interview with? Now, my first reaction was to say they submitted their resume and they got turned down. That one I had an instant response to. But then there was the second one, and I'll get to that one in a second. And that one came to me a little bit later. So I'm glad I didn't just respond right away with a video, and you'll understand why in a second. So let's say you've submitted your resume to an employer, and they respond with an email rejection. How should you respond to that? Should you respond to that? And the answer is no, do not respond to it. Learn from it. Take a look at the job ad. Take a look at your resume. How did you demonstrate your fit for the role? Most people send the same resumes out over and over again. And like the watch that's right about 2 times a day. You know, their resume will get them a certain number of interviews, but they're not doing any work to make a case for their candidacy. And thus a firm sends out a rejection email basically saying, thanks, but no thanks, we're not interested in talking to you. And if you respond to that, all you're doing is demonstrating that you're a fool and they made the right decision. You didn't do the work. You didn't position your resume in a way that showed that you were the solution to what they wanted and needed. So that's on you. That's not on them. And responding to it isn't going to work anyway. You're going to waste a lot of effort, and you'll have missed the learning opportunity and put the blame on them when the blame should be on you. Second option, this one came to me a little bit later, and that's the notion of they got a phone interview, but they didn't get an in-person interview. Interesting. So they don't consider that it was a real interview because they spoke to a corporate recruiter or an agency recruiter, and they got a rejection email. What do you do then? Well, the answer is, again, it's on you. You didn't make a case for why you fit the requirement. You didn't interview well. And thus, the answer comes down to you need to practice interviewing. You need to be in a place where you can speak freely, and if you're not, schedule a time to get back to them so that you can speak openly and freely. You'll talk with them as soon as they call you about what the nature of the role is so that you can be brought up to date, and then target your answers to what matters to them. Again, you don't just talk about what you've done, you talk about what you've done that matters to them. And unless you make a strong enough case, you don't get invited in to meet with the team, with your boss, your future, or with the hiring manager, with anyone else. It's over and done with. So how should you respond? Learn from it. That's the best thing that you can do. I hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. And if you'd be interested in my coaching you, real easy how to do that. Connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw the video because I just like knowing that I've helped some folks. And once we're connected, message me. We'll schedule a time to speak about coaching. Hope you have a great day. Take care.